changes that PDCA talked about in showmanship. So there's 2 or 3 things I want to say. 1, absolutely, unequivocally, you must enjoy yourself when you do this. First or last, isn't the issue, it's the experience, it's the practice, it's the working with your animals that's important. Secondly, some of the specifics that I tell you today, that I'm going to put some emphasis on, another showmanship judge, based on these PDCA rules, as we sit and we say, well, on a barometer, how far do we go, for example? Is it 7 points, 10 points, etc.? And I'm sure many of you have looked at the articles in the recent horse dairymen that came along last late winter and early spring. I believe like January, February, March, there were articles in horse dairymen that discussed the showmanship changes. And so those things that I'm going to put an emphasis on today are my interpretation of what I see in those changes. Essentially, the shift many years ago to leading forward, for example. We now are saying, yes, we want you to lead forward, we want you to lead backwards. What we really want is we want to keep the show moving along swiftly. When you enter the ring, go ahead and be walking forward. When the judge comes over to look at your heifer or your cow, you should be turning around and leading backwards. The emphasis, once the judge moves off, go ahead and feel comfortable moving again in a forward direction as you lead. When the judge calls you to the center of the ring, go ahead and go to the center of the ring. It's not essential that you very slowly and methodically make your way in. Go ahead and get there so that we keep the show moving in a timely and orderly fashion so that we're presenting and providing sportsmanship to those folks that are still out in the barns and etc. One of the things that we specifically have had lots of questions about at shows this year is when we get pulled into line and we're lined across in a line, do we move the feet? In years past, you might find a judge slides off here and these 3 kids move their rear legs and these kids don't move their rear legs until he moves past one more, and then it's this move. And pretty soon throughout that class, if a judge is walking back and forth, those heifers and their cows end up all stretched out or they end up out of sorts. It's more important to me that your cow looks good. And that has been the essence of these changes, these subtle changes to showmanship, that your primary goal is, does my animal look its best? Is she straight? Are her feet squarely underneath her? Does she look like she's ready to show? As a judge, many of you guys in here, I know are judges. When you get around behind an animal, what is it you're looking for? I want to see width, I want to see sharpness, I want to see angularity. I'm not as concerned about length. I'll see the length of a body, for example. But if we're back in assessing cattle on the side of the ring, the reason on a heifer that you leave that leg back is so that you get that heifer with as much length as possible. The reason that it's ahead on a cow is so that a judge can see the fore and the rear udder of a cow and that leg is placed in between. When we're in behind, we're looking at different things. And so the shift has been, get your animals so that they have their legs squarely placed underneath them, and then go ahead and don't be as concerned about moving that feet, those rear feet and legs as the judge is working behind. All of those expectations we've always had about how you handle yourself when I come to the front, how you handle yourself when I'm viewing you from the sides, those kinds of things are all going to be critical. That's the primary change that I've had a number of questions on, this situation where we've got cattle lined up in the side or in the line standing side by side. I would always tell you, please make sure of those basics, and I'll make my own job today tougher by saying this. Make sure the halter's fit. Make sure that you have control of your heifers. It's critical to me when a heifer gets pulled into line that she stays in line. It's very hard for a judge to be able to make those assessments when the animal they're wanting to look at is always gone. So when you get in line, stay in line, do the best you can. If you need to go on ahead and go out, I guess I expect that you know those rules as to how you go out and come back in and get yourself back to your spot. Other things that you may or may not hear, and I'm not going to get too far into it. As we go towards State Fair next week, are we wearing white clothes? Do we have the proper shoes on? Are we prepared for showmanship in the ways that the animals are clean and all of those kind of things? But we're probably past that point as we are here today. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that I had done my best as a judge to pay attention to those rule changes and try to implement them as best I can. And that we will see shifts throughout our industry. If you're in the dairy business, if you're in the showmanship business, whatever you are, things shift a little bit. We always try to get to the best spot we can be, and that's essentially what those changes are that really were a couple years in the making through PDCA.